Ferdinand Harris. She's on the floor right now with Tamika Johnson. Leslie, Sydney Spencer, and Alicia Milton-Jones, and Marie will go out. And Muriel Page will make her first appearance in the game. The foul was on Lennox, her second. 2 against the Dream here in the second quarter. And another inbound from Maverick. Johnson with the right-hand dribble. Finds Spencer in the paint. Kicked around, wouldn't go. Finished with another rebound. Kristen Haney was with Sacramento last year, picked up in the expansion draft. Lennox misfires. Young with the rebound. Out to Haney. Good three-point shooter. In and out. Feenstra. Big player, but you know what? Sparks have a bigger player on the bench. We haven't seen Margot Dudek yet. And we've got a foul against the Sparks. I think Michael Cooper was hoping to get Margot Dudek in late in the first quarter, give her a chance to get going and then hit the timeout. But I think he also expected his team to be in the lead near the end of the first quarter. That's not the case at all.
Yeah, they're not getting their cushion, and the Dream do have those big bodies, as you mentioned, Larry. Feenstra's 6'8". You got Bales, who's 6'7". They do have a big front line. You'd love to get Dudek in there to get.
Feenstra throws it away. Here comes Meek. No good. Lacey back on the defense. Sparks are down by 10. Lacey straight away. Good. Look out.
And one thing the Dream isn't doing is beating themselves. The first couple possessions down the floor, they turn the ball over. They're not doing that right now. Very careful with their passing, and they're not missing.
Atlanta shooting 50% from the field. They are 4 of 10 from outside the arc. All right, let's check in with Lindsay Soto. Linz.
A frustrating game for the Sparks so far. I've been keeping my eye on Michael Cooper. He has been very demonstrative on the bench, shaking his head, putting his head in his hands, yelling to players on the court, venting from time to time to assistant coach Marianne Stanley, who's sitting 2 seats away from him. Usually we talk to him in between the first quarter and the second quarter. This time he went right into the huddle and didn't come out, spent the entire time talking to the ladies. Hard to know what he's most frustrated about in this game so far, but he is obviously very frustrated.
Leslie on the block. Misses inside with the left hand. Milton Jones put back. That won't go. Leslie again. That won't go, but she will go to the line.
Again, one of the things the Sparks worked on in the Olympic break was offensive rebounding because they trailed in that. Lisa Leslie had a good look at it. Again, getting pushed by 2 and 3 bodies. So here's a second chance opportunity. Jones goes up weak side board. Someone else comes in. That's Leslie. Goes back up and will get her opportunities at the line. But watch again how many bodies just bounce off Lisa Leslie once she gets 5 feet and in.
Free throw, kicks around and drops through. The foul was on Kasha Terry, who just came in the game. Started the season with Indiana, got waived just before the start of the season, and signed on with Atlanta in late June.
You know, Larry, focus just not there from the tip. You wonder if they're not thinking about, hey, we've got Seattle next, we've got the playoffs after that. This team only has 3 wins. And right out of the gate, a little slow off the dribble.
Hard to figure. Young's got it. Haney out top.
And in a little bit of a zone.
Yep, Sparks go into a zone. And that's Castro Marquez for 3.
When the Dream shoots this well, like they did in the game against Indiana and almost beat Indiana on September 8th, they are a very, very tough team. It's finishing for them. Got
an offensive foul. It's against Lisa Leslie. The first on Lisa. Candace Parker will come in. And Leslie will sit down.
Wide open off the wing. And again, that zone did not stretch to defend it for the Sparks.
Well, Atlanta doesn't do a whole lot of things really well statistically, but they are 5th best in the league in three-point shooting. Steal for the Sparks.
And a lot of that is Lennox.
Each team now with 5 turnovers. Parker to Bobbitt. Page keeps it alive. But it's grabbed by Young.
You watch where Candace Parker is touching the ball. Most of her touches are coming 15 feet and out with her back to the basket. She has no maneuverability right now.
Young takes it in, brings it back. Atlanta is the worst rebounding team in the league. They're out-rebounding the Sparks now, 17-14. This inside by Lacey. Sparks down by 14. Parker taking it to the hole.
block, the dribble through the legs, and the finish. And that is your WNBA Rookie of the Year from coast to coast.
Marinelle Metters wants a timeout for the Atlanta Dream. Their team's lead has been nipped down to 12. It almost feels strange just saying it. Atlanta leading 38-26. They've outscored the Sparks 16-4 in this quarter.
Just under 5 to go in the second quarter. Atlanta with a surprising 12-point lead over the Sparks right now. This is the second to last game of the regular season before the Sparks start their playoff run, looking for the first championship since 2002. And what Sparks fan could forget the way they won that one? Nikki Teasley hitting the game-winning shot in the final seconds to secure LA's second straight WNBA title. She actually signed with Atlanta back on August 15th, but she will finish the season without having played for the Dream at all. She had a baby in June and never really got back into playing shape. Coach Metters tells me she's about 10 pounds away from her playing weight where they would like her to be. So, as I mentioned, they signed her, but she will finish the season without having played for them, which sort of raises the question about why they actually signed her. You would have thought that they would have taken a look at her to see if she was in playing shape. They might have just wanted to get their foot in the door for next season, hoping that getting some practice time in with that team will lead her to sign with them as a free agent then.
Now, Nikki T can certainly play. Well, we miss you, Nikki. Wish you were on the trip here. Had her baby back in June. Signed in mid-August with Atlanta. Parker goes in and scores. Looks like she's hurt. Take a shot there. Here's an interesting number for you. Atlanta is the second worst team in the league in the assist department. They average 14 per game. They've got 11 already in this game on their 14 baskets. Here's Parker.
You know, in that timeout, you can see Michael Cooper, how fired up he was, and said somebody on offense has to take charge. And Parker, up to that basket, only had 5 points. And who better than the first pick in the WNBA draft than Candace Parker? She's led the Sparks all along, but she hasn't got the ball in a good position. So on that basket, she took matters into her own hands, did a little move along the baseline. And I talked to Parker and I said, who's the tougher coach, Michael Cooper or Pat Summitt? And she looked at me and she said, they're both tough, but in different ways. But she said, Coop is relentless.
Young taking it inside. It got swatted away, and we've got a foul call. Atlanta 6 for 11 from the field in this quarter. The Sparks 1 for 9. I asked Sydney Spencer last year the same question, and she said, well, they're both good coaches, but Pat Summitt yells more. If you're watching Pat, it was all in good fun.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because Candace will say that Michael Cooper does not give them a break in practice. She said, boy, she thought she worked hard for Pat Summitt, but she'll come into practices and she'll say, Coop, come on, can't you cut us a little slack? And Lisa Leslie will pipe in, Candace, your body will do what your mind tells it. And she said, my mind's not telling it today. Coop, just back off. And Coop never does.
Boy, an 11-point lead now for Atlanta. And we're inside of 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Don't forget halftime. I'll sit down and talk with the birthday girl, Alicia Newton-Jones.
You can see they are looking for Parker a little bit more. That last flash was for Parker. They couldn't get her the ball.
Spencer with the miss. Castro Marquez. This is off the window. Here come the Sparks. Boy, Atlanta got back in a hurry. One thing Marinelle Metters said, there's no question about effort from this team this year. Off the mark by Parker.
Oh, they're doing all the right things. They're taking high percentage shot. They're distributing. 5 different players in the scoring column.
Haney with the pull-up. And Parker with the rebound. Parker leads the WNBA with 16 double-doubles this year. Lisa Leslie not far behind with 14.
And that's the contact that Candace Parker's been trying to draw. And you could see 3-4 times down the floor, she'd look at the official after the shot and she'd say, no call. Now she draws the contact. And then she'll get her opportunities at the line. But you see the shoulder down, and again, that's her bad shoulder. A little wincing, back off, gets the whistle, and will go to the line.
Lisa Leslie back in. Muriel Page sits down. Foul on Castro Marquez. 5 against the team. A bonus situation for the next 3 minutes and a tick.
Parker will tell you how supportive her family has been in the move to Los Angeles, but she always says Lisa Leslie is right there.